40,000 mangrove proposals here. Supported, the project is supported and fully funded by Standard Chartered Bank. I would like to express our sincere, most profound gratitude in appreciation of the wonderful job done by Standard Chartered Bank, partnering with CSOs to implement this Banjul project. I wouldn't say much about the impact that these environmental disasters or environmental destruction have had on our city and on the wetlands here. But I will talk about the importance of the event here today. We want to restore the Tanbi wetlands to stop flooding into the city. The mangroves are going to serve as a barrier or as windbreakers when it comes to heavy storms and erosions and also floods to the city. But not only that, this place is of great ecological importance. The departments of Parks and Wildlife are here. They know that they are the custodians of this place, and they know that this place is of great ecological importance, not only to the Gambia, but to the entire world, which is why this place was left as a protected site. It's a Ramsar protected site in the 1970s. But unfortunately, the Gambia, which is a signatory to that pact, is not doing enough or much to protect this area. The importance of the mangroves are quite enormous. This is going to serve biodiversity. We know that a lot of animals call the mangroves home. So this is going to support biodiversity. We have lost very different species of animals that used to be around here. They're almost going extinct because they lost their natural habitat. Even us humans, if we lose our houses, we have to migrate. So most of these animals have migrated. Keen bird watchers said that they used to spot at least 103 different species of birds here. But recently they are not spotting those birds just because they have migrated, they lost their natural habitat. So a hectare of mangroves can sequester up to 5 tons of carbon in a year. So imagine if that is almost our average carbon footprint in this country. So imagine if we restore vast hectares or hundreds of hectares of mangroves. A hectare of mangroves also can produce up to 3 tons of fish, crab, and oysters. So when we are restoring mangroves, we are bringing life to this place, not only stopping this city from flooding, but also helping to improve the lives and livelihoods of the city people who get their source of livelihoods within these ecosystems here. So this is what we seek to achieve, inshallah, and the planting exercise is going to start in earnest. We're just waiting for the low tides, so people, the volunteers. But I would like to sincerely thank Standard Chartered Bank for this fruitful partnership, funding this project and also helping us with the coordination set coming to the D-Day on behalf of our executive, on behalf of all the environmental CSOs in this country, most of whom are present here today. I thank everyone. Every individual, every volunteer that have left, their busy schedules and all the things that they were supposed to do because today is a weekend, but they came to grace the occasion. And we are sorry that the high tides are still on. We could have started this earlier. The information from the people that work here was by 10:30 the low tides will have started. Unfortunately, it is not, and we spent almost an hour here. So we are apologizing on that regards. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming to this event. Thank you very much, Standard Chartered. I thank you all for coming.
Roto sent us the letter. He asked me to have because they have family issues. Somebody died in the family. He cannot be part of this. And he asked me to be here on behalf of him. And second park manager of Tambi Wetland National Park. In Tambi Wetland National Park, we started planting mangroves way back in 2007. WWF, World Wildlife Fund, in ICAM 2 projects. And also we have support from National Environment Agency through climate adaptation project. What we do is Department of Parks and Wildlife don't plant restore only protected areas. We restore even out of protected areas because we are looking into climate. We are looking into climate implications in the Gambia. Tango today, we have restored over 1,000 hectares in the Gambia. And this year alone, we have restored about 1,000 bags of propagules in Chiangs and Fonyis. So coming to Tambi here, having UCSOs is very important to us. We see the partners for trying to minimize the carbon emission that the Gambia pledge in this NDC, that at least 2%, the Gambia make that to the world, and the Gambia, I think they have the highest promise. I think this is a step in the right direction. For those who are, I would say this is immensely important, because right now, if you look at KMC and BCC, over 200,000 people reside along this area, and all of them are depending on this area. You go to Old Joshua, you have an upwelling water. If the sea has to flow into Old Joshua and Ibo Town and the upwelling has to come up, that means there will be a disaster. And that's what happened to Banjul. When Pah machine is no longer working, a lot of water has to flow into Banjul. So, because mangroves are being degraded, and the people are not putting this into consideration, a lot of infrastructures around here has definitely obstructed the mangrove. They cause a lot of degradation. Because we come here, some people even want to have a estate here. Where you are looking at, some people want to have an estate there. That means they want to kill this nice environment. Around here used to be a lot of birds. Today birds are shifted to that end. And if that area has been occupied, that means they are going away. And here we call it a Ramsar site. A Ramsar site is an international important wetland. And that means we have a GAMBIA 35 protocol party to that Ramsar Convention. So why are we bending on destroying that convention? What we agreed to and signed to. It is very important. I on behalf of my director, I will say thank you very much. I have nothing to say much, because about carbon and everything, my brother said it. That's why we are here. We are here to feel the hot. Why do we feel the hot? Because the carbon emission is high, and every one of us almost are contributing to the carbon emission, either by cars or our ACs, our refrigerators, and everything is contributing. So restoring environment is restoring for our own survival and the survival of our generation. I thank you very much.
Dear Standard Chartered and all the stakeholders, on behalf of the mayor and the Banjulians, we are welcoming you, and we are very happy to have you here today, because as everybody said, it's a very important exercise today with the Banjulians. And at the end of the day, Banjul is not only for Banjulians, for free Gambians and non-Gambians for that matter. So, I mean, we are very happy to be here to work with you. We've been working with you, Standard Chartered, and the stakeholders. So definitely, I mean, we cannot say much, and let's just do the thing. And definitely we are, targeting more development like this, because everybody knows that climate change is real. And today we are here to mitigate those kind of problems we are having. All this flooding and whatever, when we respect our environment, at the end of the day, we will have what we want. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor.
Not speak for forestry directly, but as a ex-forest ranger, I think I can say a word on the importance of tree planting, especially mangrove. One thing I want to share with you is that we must be very careful in our pursuance to economic growth. This is having a negative impact on the environment. At this side, you will understand that there is a lot of development in terms of infrastructure, but negligence to the environment, we are related problems or challenges. I was there as a young high school student. I remember there was some few mangrove on this end, but today you cannot see any. In 1996, 97, you can see a few of them around this area. But today, you hardly see a mangrove around the roadside. There is a big challenge we need to work together. Secondly is that this is to all stakeholders, especially to government. Everybody is saying this. Gambia is a signatory to Ramsar Convention. And we understand that Ramsar Convention is a convention that specifically talk about the protected area, especially the wetlands. The wetlands must be protected. But now you understand that people are really intruding most of the wetlands in this country. Come to here, Banjul, every wetland is not inhabited. Go to Ibo Town, go to Basse, everywhere. You see infrastructure everywhere. Are we as environmentalists, as government departments, Are we sincere to the citizens? Are we being real to ourselves? This is a question you ask every time. Because as environmentalists, we understand that there must be an EIA before you implement any major project. But unfortunately, in this country, we see major development without an EIA. Or even if there's an EIA, we really understand 100%. Recommendation of EIA are not put into consideration. That is something we need to fight together as young people. The second most important thing is I'm very much happy now, even if I was very stressed with the development, with the infrastructural development around the wetlands. It's very frustrating, but I want to register my sincere appreciation to Senator Chetad for being our economic institution, a bank for that matter, partnering with an environmental organization to address some of these environmental challenges on this area. I think it's a laudable gesture. I think it's very important for us to talk about it so that other banks, other economic institutions can emulate. Because you understand a lot of banks in this country, but you hardly see them, coming up with environment to put up their resources and address some of the challenges. This is very good. We don't have more time here. You absolutely and everyone here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Takis. And I think we would gain from his wisdom. So if you can share some words of wisdom, that would be excellent.
Thank you very much, boys, I say youths, for your participation in this forum. First of all, I have to thank the Environment Alliance Agency for their effort, motivating youths for the protection of our environment. I have traveled to so many countries on the environmental protection, but the turnout I'm seeing here, I'm really impressed. I'm not going to say much about the negative impact of what we have here, because already my colleagues have said already. Now let us think, first of all, do you think the structures here are benefiting Gambian youths? How many youths are employed in this on these factories or these structures? It's less than 100 youths, and then most of them are not even Gambians. They bring their own nationals in those structures. Any one of you who is working there, tell me. So the structure that I've been here is not benefiting the population of Gambians. In Europe, one factory can employ more than 1,000 people. But here, the factory that is here, they cannot employ more than even 20 people. You call that a factory? So why, Gambia, are we compromising our environment for the sake of other nationals? That's the problem in the Gambia. But what I want to advise the youth, the environment is yours. It's not ours now anymore as elders. Take the responsibility of taking care of the environment. If you have any challenges, let's come together and solve that challenges. Are you ready for that?
Yes.
Gambian youth, are you ready to take your environment in your hands?
Yes.
If you are ready, put your hands up.
Hey.
No tree.
No life.
No tree.
No life.
Really, let's work together as a family. Let's work together as an environmentalist and work towards the betterment of our environment. Otherwise, Gambia will be no more. Because
That has also come to show his support. And obviously you have the Deputy Mayor of Banjul City Council who's already given his word. So I will just allow the Executive Director for NEA to share a few words, and then we'll move to the Honorable Member of Parliament as well.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much,
Mr. John.
Mr. John. I think from the National Environment Agency perspective, this is a very welcoming venture by Standard Chartered Bank supporting Gambia Environment Alliance in building our environment. Environment, as I always said, is everybody's business. In that, as a people, it is important for us to protect the environment for the benefit of us and our future generation. And we are the polluters of this environment. So you don't expect to count on the people supposed to fix it when we are part of the problem. So for the bank who are more focused on how to get more money in terms of profit driven, are trying to take up that aspect of social corporate responsibility to contribute positively towards addressing issues related to environment. So the agency actually welcomed the support of the bank. I think for us, we have been Standard Chartered Bank having our partner for a long period of time. And when I received the letter from Gambia Environment Alliance that they get support from the bank to plant some propagules, mangrove propagules around the Tambi wetland. I think that was a very, very nice. In fact, I thought this was something that I have to come and really thank them and also thank the bank for that kind of move, because it's our responsibility to address issues related to environment in one way or the other. If you pollute this environment, whether we know it or not, we are affected in another way. And what happened some weeks ago or a month ago, we all witnessed. And most of them are what we call man-made situation. So if things are man-made, what can we do as a people to address those things? Because these are something that you can avoid. So in a sense, we have to understand that take care of you will not be something that you actually welcome. So it is important for us to look at work hand in gloves to ensure that we protect our environment, we make sure that we contribute positively for ourselves and the future generation of this country. So this is what I want to, from the agency's perspective. In fact, one of my colleagues is here, and then he phoned me to say that, yes, in fact, I wanted to be part of this thing, but I'm in the office. I'm going to come right away to really grace that this occasion, this wonderful occasion. So and I hope you can continue this good job. This is our country, and there's no angel that is going to come to fix this country except ourselves. And I'm also encouraged with the youths, because maybe the old guards have done their best, their part. It is also our responsibility to take the country from where it is to where we aim it to be. When I was a small boy, I do come to Banjul for holidays that time. And I can remember this was also almost a kind of a forest then. It was almost littered with everything. I can remember those days. But right now, almost everything is over. And naturally, if you look at the scenario, it is something that may be caused by us. So how can we do to replenish what we have destroyed? Whether you did it or not, but the reality is the impact is affecting all of us. So that is why the past help you to build the future. So you cannot dwell on the past and say, oh, they have destroyed, so let us lead it. No. What can you do as a people and make necessary measures to ensure that you fix the future that has been destroyed by others? And that's what these youths are here. And I think that's a very, very good initiative. And I hope we continue this, not only in Banjul, we can do it all over the country to ensure that what is done here is also felt around the regions. So I thank you so much for that opportunity, and we hope the agency is always open to any kind of collaboration, anything that is there towards enhancing our environment for the betterment of the current generation and future generation of this country. And I also want to thank the management of the bank for whatever resources that we have put and then coming to grace the occasion. I think that alone is something that you cherish, and I hope you continue with that kind of move. Thank you so much for your kind attention.
Give me the zeal to say wherever that Gambia really have a future as far as the young people are concerned. Because looking at the situation here is like we have manifested that we are the citadels of the nation, the cream of the society, and the current and the future leaders of this country. So in that regards, we are already taking up the responsibilities to see how best we can address issues that has to do with our environment. I will also want to take the opportunity to inform the public that it is very important for us to always consider this, that is to be part of the solution and not the pollution, which is very fundamental in any way by addressing issues that has to do with the environment. Like the executive director of NEA have rightly said, we have seen situation just a few weeks ago in Banjul. And of recent, we have seen a bank like Standard Chartered Bank in collaboration with the Gambia Environment Alliance to come forward to see how best we can immediately address some of the issues that have happened environment-wise as far as the city of Banjul is concerned, which is very fundamental. And in that regards, the Office of the National Assembly Member for Banjul North constituency will always appreciate this important gesture because to us, this is very timely. That is why we decided to come and join the team to make sure that we are part of the exercise, to participate, not only to attend or to give our regards in terms of what we are about to see here, but also to participate and be part of the solution, like I said. So in that regards, I will also implore other organizations or institutions and also businesses to come forward and see how best they can also complement the effort that Standard Chartered Bank have already started as far as helping the people of Banjul is concerned, which is indeed our concern. Because as a parliamentarian, what I always say is that I am here to introduce what is called better representation. And in other words, it's all geared towards addressing the needs and the concerns of the people. So in doing so, it must be multi-task when it comes to whatever we have to do in terms of doing that. And this is one of it. Our environment is key. Our environment is very important. And we must make sure that we protect and save our environment for our future generation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ba. We've come towards the end of the interviews, but now I would like to call upon Dr. Jones, our board director at Standard Chartered Bank, to share some closing remarks as well, before we can go into the exercise proper.
Thank you very much, Babuka. Mustafa. What I want to say, which is going to impact on all of us here, I would like us to call everyone to come, please. Everyone who's here, please come, because I want to talk to all of us. Oh, it's important. This morning, by emphasizing that we're now in the middle, not at the beginning, and definitely nowhere near the end of an environmental emergency that is now a human emergency. Specifically, in this location, we're here to address just one element of that emergency, and that is the loss of biodiversity, including forest cover. But that is only one of the major emergencies facing humanity today. Another one is the one that everybody talks about, climate change, which is mainly caused by advanced industrial countries through the greenhouse gases which they produce. We don't have much influence on that, but we certainly have a lot of influence on the loss of forest cover and biodiversity, which is why we're here. But the reason why I've called all of you here today, now, is to talk about the third one, and I'm holding it in my hand. Every one of you here has been given some water in a plastic bottle. And I've been watching what we do, many of you. If I look down, even in front of me, I can see this on the floor, on the ground. It should not be on the ground. I have a principle which many years ago, as a youth, I developed. It's called individual responsibility for collective failure. Individual responsibility for collective failure. If we fail as a people, it's because we as individuals have contributed to it. So please, your plastic water bottles, the cover, it should not be in the wetlands. It should not be on the ground. Your plastic water bottle, when you finish drinking it, it should not be on the ground. It should be responsibly disposed. There are people who recycle these. If you know them, in my house, we collect it. I'm notorious in my house. We collect things until we can find someone who can give to recycle. Individual responsibility for collective failure. As young people, Sadly, my generation has failed you. The last 30 to 40 years, I'm a historian in many ways, has been the most irresponsible period of human existence ever. You think there's a lot of development. That's not development, that's destruction. Because you're going to pay for it 10 times over in loss of human habitation, in loss of life, in lots of many things.
Exactly.
So you now, as young people, educated, please, your water bottle, the cover, the bottle itself, act responsibly. Accept your individual responsibility for collective failure.
And not only today.
And not only today,
Yes.
but throughout your lives.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.